All right. Well, it's certainly appreciative that we've had this opportunity to have spring practice, and I think in many ways got a lot out of it. And if you just go through kind of the positions, you know, a lot of this spring we had a lot of offensive linemen that were able to go through with it, and kind of a unique mix. We've got Brusser and Beecher and Seltz, Caden. They played a lot of football, but I think it was really good for them to kind of settle in, and I think it's kind of a theme throughout a group of guys that played a lot of football. Still, really good opportunity to kind of hone in on some very specific points in their development, and then a lot of young linemen that got, I thought, a ton of work, and not just in the on the field in practice, but then every day followed by meetings, and then you get a chance to maybe walk through it, and so a great chance to learn by all. And the receivers, I've liked how we've got a group that and Danny and KP and Dunner have played a lot, but really just talking to Danny, and this is the most reps he've ever gotten in the spring. And for him to be able to get that, every other spring he'd been injured, and certainly missed a couple of practices, but I think found, all of them found windows to get better. And then, like for Devin Chandler, great opportunity to work on things. And Chim was kind of in a unique spot, played a lot of football, but then able to go through a spring, his first spring. So, I think that group really got a lot out of it. And obviously, tight end Fergus played a lot of football and got quite a bit of work. And yet, you've got 4 or 5 tight ends that got a lot out of it, and it helps them in their growth, and kind of for us to kind of see what their strengths and weaknesses are. And obviously, running back was limited, but going into this thing, it was, John Schnell had played a lot of football for us, but gave us an opportunity kind of coming in, regardless of what was happening with the tailbacks. We were wanting to see if we could kind of broaden his role a little bit. And so that part was good. And you look at defensively, and, D-line, Henny has played a lot of football, and was able to get a ton of work, and that whole group, working with Ross and getting a feel there. But then I thought a lot of good work for the rest of the group. And I think, guys like Gio and Rodas, and you got some young guys that I think took advantage of the number of reps they were able to get. And then, you take a look at the outside linebacker spot, and we thought we think we got a good group there, but a group that needs a lot of work. They're young. Most everyone in that group is, this is their first spring practice, aside from Noah and I think CJ gets. And so, great for Nick Herbig to go through a spring and to be able to kind of concentrate on a couple different things and work that. And, Witter got through a lot of spring and then kind of missed the tail end of it. But you just go down the line. Caden Johnson got more work than he was able to get all last year. And, inside backers, obviously Jack and Leo, played a lot of football, but, every practice found something to work on and to get better at. And then, where are we at with the depth? I think that, Mumu was able to get a lot of work and take grass. And so I think that, Mikey Mascalunas has been through, he's the one that's been through a lot of springs, but it's got to help with that group. And, take a look at the back end. And it was fun to see Scott Nelson, kind of as he's come back, played a lot of football. But I think from his injuries to this year, it seems like he really, truly confident in kind of where he's at health-wise. And obviously him and Colin, bring a lot to our defense. But it was good to see them getting going. And then you got our corners and a group that's played a lot of football, and some young guys that took advantage of the opportunities to develop, and also, working with Hank Poteet. So it's I think there's a lot of good that came out of this spring, and obviously very grateful for it, and, you know, something we didn't have last year. And I think regardless of what happens each year in spring, you know, as a coach, personally, you would like it to keep going. And yet I think that, you know, there's things that we'd like to change. Yeah, we'd like to have everyone healthy and going through it. But I think a lot of guys that really did invest in it, were able to take advantage of it. And so you appreciate that. And, you know, guys will finish up this semester, get a chance to come home, and, you know, there's 2 of our phases are done. And then we gotta, you know, focus in on having a great summer and great fall camp, and the season will be upon us. So, hate to see a spring ball ending, but obviously grateful that we've been able to have it.